Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to day 13 of the Diamine Inkvent calendar. Here's the calendar. Let's look for the lucky door. Lucky number 13. Let's see if I can find you. Got it? It's just here. It was just down near the bottom of the screen. So let's open this up. Let's get in and see what we've got in there today. So what have we got? Weeping Willow. Doesn't seem quite a very Christmassy type name for an ink. Let's have a closer look at it. We'll move the calendar out of the way. So Weeping Willow. Looking at this, it's like a golden brown type colour. And this is a standard ink, so no shimmer, no sheen, no chameleon, anything like that. Let's fetch in the swatch card. So my swatch card by colouring. There we go, there's my swatch card. And let's have a look. What does this ink look like? Fetching my swatching tool. So this is a cotton bud. Give that a good dip in there. Give that a good soak in. And then, so going on, it looks like a watery, maybe greeny brown colour. Doesn't mean it'll dry like that, but certainly as I'm putting it down, it looks quite watery to me. Going to make sure I go nice and thick in the middle there. One final little dip in. And then a single swipe down the side. There we go. I quite like this. This, like all the inks so far, I think it's a colour I don't currently have in my collection. Let's fetch in the Serendipity Dip tool. So this has got a broad Yoho nib on it. So we've got here Diamine, Weeping Willow. I actually quite like this colour. So it doesn't seem very Christmassy, but it's still a nice colour. And this is Inkvent 2023. And it's day number 13. Already seeing a nice green edge there coming through. Let's move this to one side and give it a chance to dry. Whilst that's drying, in comes the Endless Recorder notebook. Here we go. A5 notebook, 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. I'm going to give the pen another dip, just to make sure it's got a nice load of ink on it. So we've got here day 13. Diamine, Weeping Willow. Do you know, it's quite nice. It's grown on me this quite quickly. Looks very watery still and fairly wet. Here's a 10-second dry-in. 30 seconds. Still looks really wet, doesn't it? 1 minute. Still slightly wet there after a minute. Let's write our sentence. Writes really nicely, quite like this. I'm just going to do a little bit of just see what it's like when it dries on this paper as well. Let's move this out of the way and give it time to dry. So whilst that swatch and that paper's drying, time to look at our chocolate calendar. Here we go, Cadbury's chocolate. Where's day number 13 on here? Right down at the bottom, there we go. Day number 13. Let's get in, see what we've got. So we've got a present there on the label, and inside we've got, again, what to me looks like Chewbacca, but I think it's meant to be a gingerbread man. So there we go. Let's move this out of the way and we'll fetch in the gift from my loving wife. So here's day 13's gift. It's got a fair bit of weight to it and it's a fair size. So here we go. Like this, just to show you how big it is. And then we're going down, and then depth-wise, it's not that bad. Rattles a little bit. Listen to that. Let's see, what have we got? Well, it feels like, there's a lip there. So I wonder if it's a box. And actually put something in a box to make me think it's something big and it's really something little. That'd be the sort of trick my wife would do. Let's get in. Ripping this Father Christmas paper, this Santa Claus paper. Oh, whatever it is upside down. Let's turn it around. So we've got a star. Oh, this is a Galen Leather Stack and Star pen and ink tray. I've been looking at these for ages. If you watch my videos in the past, you've seen how I store my pens, which is fine, but like some of the nicer pens, I'd like to have them like on display but still protected. And I've been looking at these at Galen's Leather's website, so she must have caught me looking at them. I've never actually pulled the trigger. I keep thinking, oh, I want one, I really do. So she's done that for me. Let's see, what have we got in here? So here we've got the Galen Leather Stack and Star box. And there's some bits inside it. Let me just open this up. So at the bottom, this is all like a gorgeous, is that I think a walnut colour? I'll have to check on that. I will be doing an unboxing. There's some little packing things there to help secure it. And then inside here, this is like a plastic lid. So that's going to mean I can display things. You can still see the pens and keep them protected. I'm running out of places to put things. Then there's a little pen holder, a single pen holder. There we go. Let me get that in the camera. And then a little zip pencil case. So she must have put all these bits that come with it in there. Oh, that's awesome. I will put this back in the box. I'm going to do a separate unboxing on this, I think, to really talk through it and what's in it. And then we'll actually put the pens in to get it all set up. So look for that coming out in the next few weeks. That's awesome. And a content idea to do with it as well. This is brilliant. I'm ever so chuffed with that. Let me put this out of the way so I don't damage it. Let's fetch back in the swatch card. So here we go. Diamine Weeping Willow. This is really nice. So where I've gone down thin, we've got this really nice, I want to call it, yeah, it's definitely a very pale watery brown. Maybe a greenish brown. But where I've gone thick, look at where I've got all this green fringe coming through. Very pretty, very nice. And even here where I did that single pass, we've still got some of that green fringe coming through as well. That looks quite nice. Unusual. So far, all the inks have been unusual. I don't have anything which really comes anywhere like it. I've just pulled out two which I thought might be interesting to look at. Tobacco Sunburst, also by Diamine. So in the lighter part, maybe we're getting a little bit, but we've got nowhere near that green sheen and certainly nowhere near as pale a tone. Then the other one I thought, very, very different, Diamine Brandy Snap from 2021. Just thought I'd fetch that in just so to give an idea. Let's have a quick look at the chromatography. So this is still wet, so I'm going to avoid putting it down. Quite interesting chromatography. So you can see there, I drew the line at the bottom. Lots of pink down at the bottom. Then we go into like a, I'm going to call it like a yellowy green, a bright yellowy green. And that's quite wide, so it looks like there's a lot of that in there. Then at the top, we've got this blue here as well. So quite interesting to look at, especially how much of that pink there is in there. That's quite surprising. We'll move that to one side. We'll fetch back in the writing. So this has dried quite nicely. I'm now not seeing any of that green fringe there. It's just this base colour. It's, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, it's like a watery, greeny brown. It's not brown as I would normally class brown, but it's certainly, you know, tending to that. Where I did that scribble, I can see a little teeny bit of that green fringe in there. But in the writing, just that flat brown colour. Where I've done my hash marks, you can see where it's dried. It's dried, then I've wiped it off, and it's got a little bit more of an orangey brown background to it. Quite nice. So this is the Diamine Inkvent 2023, Day 13, Weeping Willow. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. What are your thoughts on this thing? How about all the inks so far? Have you found that they've been quite different from other inks that you've got? Why not drop a comment down below? Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.